All right, this looks like a lot, but it is actually nothing new. Because what you've done so far on the timeline is I've told you, can you factorize with common factors? So you just do that. Can you factorize with difference between two squares? You just do that. But what happens when you're just given an expression that you have to factorize? Can you close that up, please? Just listen to this. You didn't catch it last time. If you're just given an expression to factorize, you need a strategy. You need an MLG Pro strategy to be able to deal with it in the right order. Because if you try things in the wrong order, you're just going to get stuck and then you'll get frustrated. So, the goal is to give you a set of tools. So if you need to factorize an expression, you can choose the correct method out of the ones available. So this is like a flow chart. If you find an unfamiliar expression that you're asked to factorize, first, try common factors. This is the model that you were given before. Try common factors first. So a couple of moments to get that. You try common factors, factorization across all the terms. A times by B plus A times by C is equal to A bracket B plus C. And so once you've done the common factors, you've got two options. If it doesn't work, or if you see that there's more that you can do, what do you try next? You try difference between two squares factorization. That is the model there. Nothing different to what you've had before. I'm just showing you the order that you should try if you're not sure. So currently, common factors, you try, there's more to do. Difference between two squares. If that doesn't work, you try perfect squares factorization. So third option, perfect squares factorization. Those are the two possible models there. Let me get that model down. Just keep it down until we've done the examples, and then I'll leave you alone, okay? And lastly, if perfect squares factorization does not work, your last option, at the year 10 level at least, is you try sum and product factorization, which was that one you were worried about last time, but after you practiced, it didn't seem too bad. If you try sum and product, and that does not work at year 10 level, you cannot factorize. So some time to get that, and then we'll work through some examples of using the flowchart. What's going on in there? Having a party or something?
As soon as you left.
All right, let's try the flowchart. I can't fit the whole flowchart in while we do the examples, but what was the first thing that you're meant to try? Common factors is, what's the only common factor in those two terms there? 7's not. Yeah? X. So if you want to see it, like I demonstrated in the first lesson of that, you can separate it out into 7.x.x. Take 4.x. What is the only thing that's common across those? The x, like you said. So x goes outside the brackets. I've factorized, I've removed an x from both. So what's left over? 7x, take 4. Demo 1. You've done common factors factorization with the flowchart. Demo 2. Look at this one. Is there a common factor in all three terms there? X isn't going to go into 39, so that's failed, okay? So, is it difference between two squares factorization? Is it two square numbers separated by a minus? No, that fails. That's 3 terms. Doesn't work. Is it a perfect squares factorization? Is the first number a perfect square? Is the second number a perfect square? 39, there is no number I can times by itself to get 39. Okay? So what is my last option? Sum and product. Okay, sum and product. How does sum and product work? What are the factors of 39? 1 and 39. Is there any way I can add and subtract 1 and 39 to get anywhere close to negative 16? I could get 40. I could get 38. So I need more factors. What's a number? What 2 numbers can I times together to get 39?
13 and
Good. 3 and 13. See how we can we get 16 somehow with 3 and 13? What combo of negatives or positives do I need to get negative 16? Yes? Negative 3 and negative 13, because if I go negative 3, add negative 13, it's negative 16. So my A is negative 3, my B is negative 13. So that factorizes to X take 3, X take 13. Get that second one, get these 2 down. You can see how the flow chart works. And then obviously we'll leave the last one as the most challenging one. So you see the last one, why is it harder? Because you've got a negative 2 out the front of x squared. But that's why the flow chart works. Because what's the first thing that you try according to the flow chart? Common factors. Is there a common factor across all of those? Remove negative 2 as a factor. You've got x squared left over. If I've divided negative 14 by negative 2, it's actually plus 7. If I've divided 36 by negative 2, it's going to be negative 18, yeah. So you can see originally your weakness of your negative numbers is improving. Why? Because you freaking practiced, okay? And I told you it was a weakness. Is there more? Did we do common factors just now? Is there more to do? There's a quadratic in there, okay? Is this going to be difference between 2 squares? No. Is it a perfect square? 18 is not a square number. So what's the last option? Sum and product. What are the things that I can times together to get 18? 1 and 18 is no good to get 7. 2 and? 9. Is 2 and 9 going to get me 7? What combo? Yes, 9 minus 2. So your A is going to be 9 minus 2. Your B is going to be 9. So this factorizes to x take 2, x plus 9. Does it? I'm missing something. Yes, I forgot about the negative 2. That's worth a mark. Okay? So hopefully you can see I'm a liar. This wasn't anything new. You've had it before. But now there's a plan for just factorize this. Go through the steps. Okay? And you can see it was in order of how it was taught anyway.